will walk out today, and it's all about lunch. The district is splitting one lunch period into two at 7 schools, and students say that's a problem.
The issues it brings up are horrendous.
Leo Foltabe Montoy, a junior at Nathan Hale High School, says they're upset they won't be able to eat with their friends. They also worry clubs that meet during lunch will suffer. As of today, Ballard, Garfield, Ingram, Lincoln, Nathan Hale, Roosevelt, and West Seattle high schools will have two 30-minute lunch periods. The district tells the Seattle Times schools just don't have enough staff to handle the entire student body in one 30-minute lunch period. And schools that have tried a single 1-hour block have had trouble meeting state instructional time rules. Meanwhile, a 3-alarm brush fire on the shoulder of I-5 in South Beacon Hill created heavy smoke and flames. KIRO 7 TV's Jake Chapman reports it spread to nearby homes.
Fire reached 4 homes, which then forced people to evacuate.
2 of the homes sustained significant damage where the fire went inside the home, into the attic space, into the living areas.
We were in there and quick knock on the door, and I looked out, everybody ran away, and then she looked out the window and said, "Fire!"
David Wyndham's home was one of the 4 impacted.
Our shed is destroyed, but that happens. And part of my car melted.
And as neighbors look at the damage left behind, they are happy to know no lives were lost.
A Pierce County man is dead after the homeowner says the intruder was trying to break into his house early Sunday morning. KIRO 7 TV's Deborah Horn has details.
Pierce County Sheriff's deputies say the homeowner called 911 saying someone was banging on his back door trying to break in. Moments later, the homeowner said he had shot the alleged intruder.
They did find a 36-year-old male on the back porch that had suffered from 1 gunshot wound.
The man's mother identified him as Russell Terry II, a father of 5. But Deputy Capetto says detectives don't believe what the homeowner did is a crime.
The Pierce County Prosecutor's Office will decide whether to file charges against the homeowner. Now to a tragic loss for a Southern resident orca. J36, a member of the endangered J-Pod, was seen pushing her dead calf near Orcas Island on Friday. Dr. Michael Weiss, research director at the Center for Whale Research, says,
"We don't know if it was a stillbirth or if it died shortly after birth. Based on its size, we think it was a full-term or very nearly full-term calf."
Experts stress the urgent need to restore Chinook salmon and reduce water population to ensure their survival. And finding parking at the Linwood Transit Center is about to get trickier. KIRO 7 TV's Brandon Thompson explains why.
50 spots in one of the parking lots here at the station will be blocked off. They're fixing the area around a dumpster and have to move that dumpster into the lot. Nearly every weekday it is full at the Linwood parking garage. There are some plans to address it, but they are far from being nailed down right now. It includes reservations for people who carpool or paying for parking to affect demand.
If they were to make changes, I guess I would pay for parking if that's what it required.
In the meantime, Sound Transit is encouraging people to get dropped off or take other transit options to the Linwood parking garage.
And for your KIRO News Radio real-time traffic this morning, average drive times right now, Seattle to Everett about 25 minutes, Everett to Seattle about 20 minutes right now, and Linwood to Seattle 15 minutes. For your forecast on this Monday morning, we've got a few passing clouds right now. Later today will be mostly sunny. Highs will be near 70. Right now, it's about 52 in downtown Seattle. Coming up, Seattle City Council President Sarah Nelson breaks down the new surveillance cameras going up in high-crime areas around the city and discusses the city budget. All that is next. I'm Katrina Gashard. You're listening to KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO Newsradio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO Newsradio, Northwest News.
This hour of Seattle's Morning News is brought to you by Closets by Design Seattle.
KIRO Newsradio is right there with you.
Thank you so much for hanging out with us.
On your smart speaker before you head out the door.
We continue to be in recovery mode on northbound I-5.
Watch live on YouTube or the KIRO Newsradio app.
Newfangled idea of having to see the people while they're talking.
The office, the gym, wherever you are.
Get on the YouTube channel. The whole gang's there.
KIRO Newsradio. 97.3 FM. Powered by MyNorthwest.com.
We've got a style of play no one wants to go up against. Big hits that turn the tides in our favor. Noise that shakes opponents to their core.
That was 112 decibels in that last tackle.
Disruption is in our DNA.
Seahawks ball! Interception made by Love!
Celebrating 50 seasons of Seahawks football.
Break back, throws it, touchdown! Touchdown Seahawks!
Visit Seahawks.com/tickets today.
Endless hours of research, seeking referrals, dozens of calls. Hiring the right attorney can be a challenging process during an already difficult time. J.P. Pendergast with Pendergast Law explains.
In Washington State, Tom, there are thousands of attorneys to choose from. Referrals and online research can be helpful, but discovering the right attorney requires a conversation. It can be hard to identify integrity and authenticity without that interaction.
So, what do you recommend?
We encourage anyone looking for personal injury representation to call for a free consultation with our team before making a decision simply based on referrals or online research. Accident victims need an attorney that listens, demonstrates honesty, and is genuinely understanding of their unique circumstances. The care, attention, and preparation that our firm provides throughout the case mirrors the effort involved when taking on the insurance companies.
Save time and avoid mistakes after an injury. Contact the caring and compassionate team at Pendergast Law.
If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident, call Pendergast Law. We can help.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is for you too. Stubborn fat is really hard to get rid of, and then there's all those gimmicky lasers, fat freezing methods, and prescriptions. Imagine a simple solution that takes just one day and provides immediate noticeable results. Introducing ProSculpt. ProSculpt uses air-assisted technology that's safe and gentle yet powerful, delivering instant fat-reducing and skin-tightening results. Performed by board-certified plastic surgeons while fully awake, ProSculpt contours your body with minimal downtime. It's designed to target those problem areas: waistline, neck, face, arms, thighs. ProSculpt gently removes unwanted fat and tightens loose skin with FDA-cleared plasma technology, all in a simple, guaranteed one-day procedure. ProSculpt is one and done. Schedule your free consultation at prosculpt.com for $250 off. For powerful permanent fat removal and skin tightening that works for ladies and you men, it's prosculpt.com.
Bathfitter just hit a big milestone, 42,000 installations in Western Washington. To celebrate, Bathfitter's offering payments as low as $125 a month. Ursula Royteen here. I chose Bathfitter Northwest because they work here, they live here, and they love making bathrooms better for their neighbors. Custom fit tub and shower solutions are installed in as little as one day, and every installation is backed by a lifetime warranty. Call Bathfitter or visit bathfitternw.com to schedule a free consultation. This special offer won't last.
Bringing you Seattle's morning news since 1974. This is KIRO Newsradio.
Well, we are joined in studio now by Seattle City Council President Sarah Nelson. Busy news morning. Sarah, thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Well, we wanted to talk about some of the crime prevention bills that you have in front of you, and you're considering, including those surveillance cameras, which has sparked a lot of debate. And I'm wondering if you might be able to just maybe walk us through the vote and why you think these cameras are so necessary.
Well, these public space cameras are already deployed in certain parts of our city where there is a high degree of crime and violence. And the legislation that we passed on Tuesday, there were two bills. One would expand the use of those cameras in other areas, Capitol Hill nightlife area, and around Garfield High School, where we've had serious public safety problems. And so that was one of the bills. And the other one would have allowed the use of SDOT's regular traffic cameras to feed into the real-time crime center. And what that is a physical hub at police headquarters where these video feeds come in and can be accessed.
I know the public comment went on for a couple of hours the other night, 3 hours to be exact. People are not all happy about this. So what do you say to someone who says, hey, this is an invasion of my privacy?
Well, look, my responsibility is to listen to all voices. And really, when it comes down to it, the people who we heard are the people that can show up to these meetings and stay for 3 hours. I respect their concerns about privacy, and so I have to listen to the single issue advocates when it comes to civil rights violations, and I also have to listen to the communities that are most impacted by the violence that these cameras are designed to help investigate. And so that's where I come down. And you heard council members speak very passionately about their positions as well.
Councilmember Nelson, we also have budget season underway, and there is a big budget deficit for the city of Seattle. It does not sound like it's going to be an easy task in front of you. Give us an idea of what you're prioritizing and how you are going to attempt to balance the budget.
Well, I'm waiting to find out how the mayor's proposed budget attempts to balance the budget. So that's the first thing, because council responds to that. But, I always look at the budget through particular lenses. Last year, it was public safety, wanting to make sure that we were implementing common sense public safety investments. This year, I'm really looking at accountability and affordability. To what extent does the executive implement the laws that council passes through investments in his budget? So that's what I'm going to be looking at, and I have no idea right now how the mayor's proposed budget intends to deal with the deficit.
There's a lot going on this morning. President Trump announced this morning that he's sending the National Guard to Memphis. I know several city council members have said we're not going to cooperate with President Trump's policies. Where does that all stand? How do you find the balance there?
Well, we lead with the law. Washington State and the city of Seattle have implemented laws that restrict the ability of Seattle employees or state employees from cooperating with certain agencies of the federal government. And so we abide by the law. And then we also have to take into account that we can control for our use of data, but we also have to make sure that we are protecting that data from illegal or unwarranted use by federal agencies. We have to comply to federal law. That is the law of the land. And then we work within those restrictions.
While he hasn't presented a budget proposal to you, we are hearing from Mayor Harrell that he wants $80 million to fight gentrification and offer reparations to minority communities. When you hear about $80 million ask, and you hear its purposes, what's your thinking?
Well, I agree with the policy goals, obviously, but I'm waiting to see again how all these new investments are going to pan out, given our shortage for our already existing investments. And so, we sent a B&O tax measure to the voters, and that is designed to implement to generate $80 million of new revenue. But that was also designed to protect the city against Trump's cuts to federal budgets. And so I just really want to make sure that that these new investments have associated revenue streams to pay for them, and you can't be double dipping into one pot for different priorities.
Thanks so much for stopping by. Seattle City Council President Sarah Nelson.
For your KIRO News Radio forecast, some clouds this morning. It will be mostly sunny this afternoon with highs in the low 70s. Right now, it's about 52 in downtown Seattle. Coming up, a look at the surprising secret ingredient making professional footballs ready for game day. I'm Katrina Gashard. You're listening to KIRO News Radio.
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk from atrial fibrillation and a regular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Over a 3-year study, Eliquis apixaban tablets reduced stroke risk better than warfarin, and over 97% of Eliquis patients did not experience a stroke. A first stroke occurred in 2.9% of warfarin patients versus 2.3% of Eliquis patients.
Don't stop prescription Eliquis without asking your doctor. Stroke risk may increase. Eliquis can cause serious and potentially fatal bleeding. Don't take if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or bleed longer. A spinal injection increases blood clot risk, which may cause paralysis. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding or bruising, or back pain, tingling, numbness, muscle weakness, or incontinence. Aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
When I needed some work done on my roof, there was only one company to call, Valentine Roofing. Hey, it's Jake Skorheim, and when I needed my roof fixed, Valentine Roofing went the extra mile to get there fast. They got my roof looking like new again. The scheduling was seamless and easy. Even though I couldn't be there, they still got the job done and sent me all the details with a link to pictures and video from the service. And let me tell you, if your roof or gutters are not fall ready, if those asphalt shingles are cracking and breaking down from years of moss, which is what happened on my roof, If your gutters are sagging, clogged, or pulling away, you should do what I did and call Valentine Roofing. Don't trust your home to anyone else. Those leaves, needles, and branches will fall, and the rain will come. But fortunately, Valentine makes knocking out that fall checklist stress-free. They'll even insulate your attic and clean the exterior of your home. And with zero-down financing for most projects, you can get the work done now and pay over time. This fall, give your home the Valentine it deserves. Check them out online at valentineroof.com or call 206-ROOFING and get your free estimate today. That's 206-ROOFING.
Hey, Brock Hewitt here with some great news. I'm with Shannon O'Kelly, physical therapist and owner of IRG Physical and Hand Therapy. Shannon, you guys just increased your community coverage.
That's right, Brock. We like to say we're in your neighborhood. We have you covered here at IRG. We just added 2 fantastic locations. One is in Harbor Square in the Edmonds Bowl, and the other one is in the Mill Creek Town Center, right to the entrance to Mill Creek Town Center. So we'll be able to provide fantastic care to all of us and everybody's neighborhood.
You know I love it. Expert physical and hand therapy right in your neighborhood.
That's right. We're in your neighborhood. We want to be your neighborhood family physical therapist. We'll take care of you, your family, and your neighbor.
And remember, no referral needed. Just personalized care when and where you need it. Visit irgpt.com and schedule your appointment today. With over 40 convenient locations, IRG is right in your neighborhood, and now 2 new spots as well. That's irgpt.com, irgpt.com.
When you walked through your kitchen this morning, what'd you see? Did it make you happy? Hi, I'm Chad Cicchini, owner of Heritage Homecraft. Well, I want to make you happy. We'll custom build you all new cabinet doors and drawer fronts, and using our exclusive 1/4-inch solid wood refacing process, transform your existing cabinets into a beautiful new kitchen. Add a custom quartz countertop, change things up a bit, add some more cabinets, install some cool new features like soft close drawers and sliding shelves, whatever you like. We'll help you to create the new kitchen you'll be proud of. All in about a week, and all with way less mess, hassle, time, and expense than to tear out. Stop waiting. For 18 years, we've been honored to serve thousands of happy customers, and we'd love to serve you. Call today and I'll get one of our pros to come out and show you how easy and comfortable it'll be to get going on your new kitchen. Heritage Homecraft, 425-485-1600, 425-485-1600, or heritagehomecraft.com.
Have you tried the dining district at the Bellevue Collection? Grab lunch with friends, meet up for happy hour, and stay for dinner and beyond. You can sample international flavors and local favorites from talented chefs. Try a new cocktail on a rooftop bar or watch the game with friends and explore the lively nightlife scene. The Dining District at the Bellevue Collection, where your taste adventure begins. Learn more at BellevueCollection.com/dining district.
Your best source for local news. KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Hi, I'm Dr. Shelley Flace with today's tip for kids from the American Academy of Pediatrics. Kids are full of energy, but keeping them active in their teen years can be a challenge. Aim for an hour of physical activity every day. If they like sports, that's a great place to start. Keep the focus on fun, not winning, and encourage your child to do a variety of activities. If your child isn't meeting that 60-minute goal, gradually increase their activity in ways they enjoy. For more, talk with your pediatrician or visit healthychildren.org.
KIRO News Radio has your chance to win 4 tickets to the Seahawks game on Sunday, September 21st. Head to the KIRO News Radio app, click the Win tab in the bottom right corner, and enter to win. You can enter once per day, so the more times you enter through the KIRO News Radio app, the better your odds will be. So do it every day, September 9th through September 15th. Details and rules at mynorthwest.com/win. From the station where the 12s hear the Hawks, KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM.
Hey, it's John Curley with some great news. If your home's heating or cooling is uneven, noisy, or expensive, listen up. The Quilt Ductless Heat Pump System from Home Comfort Alliance is changing the game. It gives you room-by-room control and next-gen efficiency, so you're only heating where you need it. That means real comfort and real savings, and every quilt system qualifies for max tax credits. Trusted for 50 years. Call the comfort people today at homecomfortalliance.com.
There are 5 things money can do for you: growth, liquidity, cash flow, protection, and tax advantages. Don't miss an opportunity because your current retirement plan only focuses on 2 or 3 of them. Hi, Jeff here with Madrona Financial and CPAs. Don't settle for a partial plan. Get the real deal by requesting your no-cost Madrona analysis today and discover what you may be missing. Call 833-673-7373 right now to request your analysis. That's 833-673-7373.
Viking, dedicated to creating travel experiences for the thinking person, with programs designed for cultural enrichment on board and on shore. Discover more at Viking.com.
If you've been considering upgrading your siding, now is the perfect time. Hi, I'm Justin Shirley, CEO of State Roofing and Exteriors. In the Pacific Northwest, moisture is the enemy. Old failing siding leads to hidden water damage, rot, and mold. State Roofing and Exteriors is a James Hardy preferred contractor with over 55 years of siding expertise. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF or visit stateroofing.com to schedule your siding inspection today. State Roofing and Exteriors, held to a higher standard since 1968.
State Roofing, the last roof you'll ever need.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning. I'm Katrina Gashard. Authorities are still searching for a motive in last week's shooting death of conservative personality Charlie Kirk during a public debate event at Utah Valley University. The suspect was taken into custody last week, and he could make his first court appearance as soon as tomorrow. CBS's Bradley Blackburn has more.
Authorities are sharing new details about the suspect charged with killing conservative activist Charlie Kirk last week. The Utah County Sheriff says 22-year-old Tyler Robinson is being closely watched in a special housing unit. On multiple Sunday news shows, Utah Governor Spencer Cox said Robinson is not cooperating, though his friends and relatives are.
Utah's governor has said the state plans to pursue the death penalty against the suspect. Here in Washington, the man accused in a string of high-profile crimes, including breaking into Macklemore's house, is expected in court this morning. KIRO 7 TV's Dee Dee Sun has details.
King County prosecutors have charged 29-year-old Patrick Masonette with 10 felonies for robberies and burglaries targeting the homes of Seattle Mariners pitcher Luis Castillo, former Seahawks star Richard Sherman, and Macklemore. They say the musician's nanny was attacked with bear spray during the robbery. Police arrested Masonette in August. His arraignment is set to start at 9 a.m. this morning.
A fast-moving brush fire erupted Sunday afternoon along I-5 in Seattle's Beacon Hill neighborhood. Flames spread into residential areas, damaging at least 4 homes and injuring 2 people. David Winham says his home was impacted.
Our shed is destroyed, but that happens. And part of my car melted.
Over 120 firefighters responded to the blaze, which was brought under control by the evening. And the Seahawks got their first win of the season yesterday on the road in a difficult environment in Pittsburgh against the Steelers. Seattle running back Kenneth Walker III tore through the Pittsburgh defense.
He's got some blocking. He turns upfield. He's down inside the 5. Touchdown, Seahawks! Ken Walker III. The Seahawks score again. It is 30-17.
The Hawks return home next weekend for a matchup against the New Orleans Saints at Lumen Field. The game is at 1:05 on Sunday. You can catch all the coverage right here on KIRO News Radio. And the Mariners brought out the brooms in a big way yesterday, sweeping aside the Angels in 4 games. M's outfielder Dominic Calzone had an especially good day.
He is going to score 2 more on the board. It's double figures on the day. Dom Calzone drives in 2. 10-0 Mariners in the 4th.
And they get a day off today before heading on the road for the last time this season, beginning with a 3-game set in Kansas City, ending in Houston this weekend for the most important series of the season against the Astros. And now for your KIRO News Radio real-time traffic. Tacoma to Seattle about 27 right now. Puyallup to Renton 18. Everett to Bellevue about 15 minutes right now. Marysville to Seattle about 25. And for your forecast, we've got some clouds hovering this morning. It will be mostly sunny by this afternoon. You can catch the highs in the low 70s. Right now, it's about 52 in downtown Seattle. I'm Katrina Gashard. You're listening to KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
There is a lot more that goes into a football game than what you see on the field on Sunday. CBS's Steve Overmeyer visited a man taking the ball into his own hands, literally.
This is the sound of football.
Not that you'd hear it on Sundays. It's the quiet work that happens before the games can begin.
More harsh the weather, the more you need a ball that's going to react in a way that there's always going to be grip.
In this garage in New Jersey, Dan Colson is doing what factories can't. He takes something slick and new and makes it feel warm and trusted.
It's a great honor, it's a great responsibility to know that folks are going to ask you to touch something that is as important, if not more important, than any product in the game itself.
Every ball passes through his hands, one at a time. His results are so trusted he conditions leather for dozens of college programs and more than half the NFL.
I mix it up. The water's always going to separate and rise to the top, so it's easy to mix with your fingers. Get it on your fingers. That's when the fun begins.
Mud is his secret ingredient. More specifically, mud from New Jersey.
What's special about New Jersey mud that makes this the perfect level of tackiness?
Delta mud of where the salt water mixes with the fresh water makes it a little more pure, if you will. Regular folks in middle America, unfortunately, don't get that same luxury of mud that we look at here in New Jersey. So from here to here is about 8 to 12 hours. But it's also very finicky. You leave the mud on too long, it's too dry. It'll dry out too quickly. If you let it sit not long enough, when you actually brush it, you'll scrape the ball because it's still wet underneath.
One ball at a time, he coaxes extra grip out of the leather while making it softer. May not seem like much until the weather turns cold or rainy and you're a quarterback.
The reality is you want guys to use their talents and not even think about the ball. Similarly to what you think about with sneakers.
In this little shop, he is equal parts scientist, artist, and caretaker, bringing chemistry and craftsmanship to the football itself.
You want to still impact the game in some way. Some coach, some get into sports medicine. I happen to be a ball boy.
Call him a ball boy if you like. Truth is, the game carries his fingerprints.
Journey of the football.
Steve Overmeyer, Bayonne, New Jersey.
Coming up next, we'll have national headlines. You're listening to KIRO Newsradio.
Looking for even more Seahawks content? Then you gotta check out The Reset. Hey, it's G. Scott, and every week, me and my co-host and Seahawks great Brandon Meebane talk Seahawks. We break down the matchups, and we're joined by former Seahawks players.
From Lakewood to Lombardi, Seahawks champion, my main man, Jermaine Kearse.
What up, G? Watch The Reset live on YouTube or subscribe on the Seattle Sports app.
If you could hear Old Spice Fiji Antiperspirant, what would it sound like? First, you'd start with Fiji Antiperspirant's amazing scent of palm trees. Add pure notes of fresh coconut and layer on 24/7 odor and sweat protection. You won't hear any dyes or parabens because with Fiji, you won't have any. So while your regular antiperspirant sounds like this, Old Spice Fiji sounds like this. Sounds like it smells amazing.
This message comes from Viking, committed to exploring the world in comfort. Journey through the heart of Europe on an elegant Viking longship with thoughtful service, destination-focused dining, and cultural enrichment on board and on shore. With small ships that bring travelers closer to the destination, there's more time to explore. And every Viking voyage is all-inclusive, with no children and no casinos. Discover more at Viking.com.
Do you worry about how much someone drinks?
Do you feel angry or depressed most of the time? Do you feel neglected or unloved?
Do you feel you attract people who tend to be compulsive or abusive?
Do you have money problems because of someone else's drinking?
Are you afraid or embarrassed to bring your friends home?
Do you feel that if the drinker loved you, she or he would stop drinking?
If you answered yes to any of these questions, you are not alone.
More than half of all adults have a family history of alcoholism.
Not everyone trapped by alcohol is an alcoholic.
Families and friends are suffering too. Al-Anon and Alateen can help. Call 1-866-200-0223 or visit alanon.org/help.
Mariners fans, it's time to bring the noise to T-Mobile Park. This lineup is loaded up and locked in. From every moonshot.
Now Raleigh obliterates this. How far? Way back there.
To every how in the world did he catch that moment?
And Julio makes the catch. No fly zone in full effect.
Be here as the squad shuts the door and lights the W.
Munoz looking for the final out. Here's the stretch, and the strike three called, and the ball game is over.
This is our house.
They're going crazy here at T-Mobile Park.
Mariners baseball. Tridents up.
Be here for the stretch run at T-Mobile Park. The Mariners' final homestand of the regular season starts with 3 straight value games against the Rockies, September 23rd to 25th. Then don't miss a star-studded showdown against Ohtani and the defending World Series champion Dodgers, September 26th to 28th. Get your tickets at mariners.com.
Not completing high school is more of a social thing than it was an academic thing. Even though all these years have passed, I still had that longing to have my diploma.
At age 30, Carissa finished her high school diploma.
If you're even considering getting your high school diploma, you can do it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Bathfitter just hit a big milestone, 42,000 installations in Western Washington. To celebrate, Bathfitter's offering payments as low as $125 a month. Ursula Royteen here. I chose Bathfitter Northwest because they work here, they live here, and they love making bathrooms better for their neighbors. Custom fit tub and shower solutions are installed in as little as 1 day, and every installation is backed by a lifetime warranty. Call Bathfitter or visit bathfitternw.com to schedule a free consultation. This special offer won't last.
To protect her home and family in a disaster, Karen was willing to wade through water, mud, and insurance paperwork.
Yeah, I can do this.
You go, Karen! By simply understanding and updating what her insurance covers and doesn't cover now, she'll be better prepared no matter when disaster strikes. Learn other simple ways to protect your home and family before a natural disaster at ready.gov. That's ready.gov. A message from FEMA and the Ad Council.
When the heat's in 11,
cool AC would be heaven.
Dayandnight.net. Get end-of-season savings of 30% off an air conditioner or heat pump while supplies last at Day and Night.
Hi, I'm Bruce with Day and Night Plumbing and Heating. Call us about installing a high-efficiency cooling system or servicing your existing one so you're cool when you need it.
Save 30% off an air conditioner or heat pump, plus no payments or interest for a year OAC. Call for details.
Dayandnight.net. At the Boy Scouts of America, our oath remains. A Scout pledges to be kind, helpful, and brave. We're committed to providing a safe and welcoming environment where Scouts can establish the foundations of character that will last a lifetime. Our approach ensures the Boy Scouts of America is building the youth of today into the leaders we'll turn to tomorrow. The Boy Scouts of America. Building character is in our nature. Visit scouting.org to learn more about Scouting.
CBS News Brief. Family and friends of the suspect in the assassination of conservative activist Charlie Kirk say they believe he was radicalized in the dark corners of the internet. CBS's Andres Gutierrez.
22-year-old Tyler Robinson is not cooperating with law enforcement. His family and those that are close to him are cooperating, and in particular his roommate, who is also his romantic companion.
Secretary of State Marco Rubio and Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu are meeting in Israel in the wake of last week's surprise attack targeting Hamas negotiators in Qatar.
The U.S.-Israeli relationship is very strong. It continues to be strong.
The Pit, Stephen Colbert, and Seth Rogen's The Studio, big winners at last night's Emmy Awards on CBS. Rogen spoke when he accepted.
The way that we make this show, everyone really has to come together in sort of a glorious fashion, and so thank you all for your hard work. This would not be possible without all of you.
CBS News Brief. I'm Deborah Rodriguez.
For your KIRO Newsradio forecast, some clouds this morning. It will be mostly sunny this afternoon with highs in the low 70s. Right now, it's about 52 in downtown Seattle. Coming up, KIRO News Radio's Chris Sullivan speaks to aviation expert Scott Hamilton about his new book, The Rise and Fall of Boeing and the Way Back. I'm Katrina Gashard. You're listening to KIRO News Radio.
One thing you can always count on is a change in the weather.
Time to protect your home now with the help from the pros at Integrity Roofing and Construction. With years of experience in roofing and restoration, their skilled team delivers exceptional craftsmanship, whether it's a simple roof repair or a full renovation. Integrity offers free estimates, and their customer satisfaction speaks for itself. Don't wait until the next storm hits. Schedule your free estimate today. Call Integrity at 206-202-ROOF or visit online at integrityrc.com. That's integrityrc.com.
When you walked through your kitchen this morning, what'd you see? Did it make you happy? Hi, I'm Chad Cicchini, owner of Heritage Homecraft. Well, I want to make you happy. We'll custom build you all new cabinet doors and drawer fronts, and using our exclusive 1/4-inch solid wood refacing process, transform your existing cabinets into a beautiful new kitchen. Add a custom quartz countertop, change things up a bit, add some more cabinets, install some cool new features like soft close drawers and sliding shelves, whatever you like. We'll help you to create the new kitchen you'll be proud of. All in about a week, and all with way less mess, hassle, time, and expense than to tear out. Stop waiting. For 18 years, we've been honored to serve thousands of happy customers, and we'd love to serve you. Call today and I'll get one of our pros to come out and show you how easy and comfortable it'll be to get going on your new kitchen. Heritage Homecraft, 425-485-1600, 425-485-1600, or heritagehomecraft.com.
Hartley here from Wilcox Family Farms. I'm so excited to have my cousin Amelia with me today. So, I saw that you visited the baby chicks.
I got to hold 7 of them. They were so cute.
Do you know why Wilcox chickens are so happy?
Because they get to play outside?
Yes.
Happy chickens are healthy chickens.
From our farm to your table, Wilcox Family Farms eggs, locally fresh
since 1909.
Seattle's Morning News on KIRO Newsradio.
Welcome back to Seattle's Morning News. I'm Chris Sullivan. I'm really excited to have this guest in our studios today. He is Scott Hamilton, one of the best and most well-known aviation experts and insiders in our region and in the country, really. The founder of Liam News, longtime reporter and analyst talking about all things aviation. He's an author and just an overall expert. His newest book, The Rise and Fall of Boeing and the Way Back, which is very important. Scott Hamilton, welcome to the studios. It's great to have you.
Oh, great to be here. Thanks very much, Chris.
Yeah, we're getting a lot to get into, but the first thing I noticed, I want to start off with this. In this book, you call Boeing the poster child for inefficiency and quality escapes. It's a little harsh, a little on the nose, but kind of why'd you phrase it that way?
Well, because it is on the nose. Boeing used to be so well known as the engineering gold standard. And over the past almost 30 years, that's declined into quality escapes. And what that means is the airplanes are coming off the line with quality control issues. Boeing calls them quality escapes. And there's what's also called traveled work, which means the airplanes come off the line with incomplete work. And there are a lot of reasons for that are both legitimate and not so legitimate. And the airlines are getting airplanes sometimes that just have not safety defects, although we'll get into that, but it's stuff that just drives the customers crazy.
So how do we get here? I mean, we can go back into the history books if we want to. We can, and we probably will. But I mean, you go through the 2 deadly MAX crashes. We go through the production issues with the 87, the delay on the 777X. It just seems it's one thing after another. When I hear an aviation story, the first thing I think is, oh man, don't be Boeing, don't be Boeing, don't, because I know it's so bad. How do we get here?
Well, there's no simple answer, obviously, and it's been a 30-year decline, or nearly 30 years. Basically, I reject the thesis that is out there and predominant out there that Boeing sacrificed safety in favor of shareholder value. No question that shareholder value became the number one priority following the 1997 merger with McDonnell Douglas, but I just reject that thesis. The safety and quality issues began to emerge because of what I believe to be complacency and arrogance on the part of Boeing. Well, this never happened, so it's not going to happen. We don't have to worry about it. And, this won't happen, and the pilots is back up anyway, and this, that kind of thing. And that frankly, that's what really drove the MAX crisis.
So it's not they went from being engineers to being a bunch of bean counters. It's almost that, when you get up to production of 52 737s a month and you're ramping up, that they just kind of lost touch with the nuts and bolts of the details, quite literally.
Yeah, I think that's a fairly fair, if still oversimplified statement, but that's right. And you had CEOs that came out of the culture of Jack Welch, who was the CEO for 20 years at GE Corporation, who really emphasized shareholder value. But one of the things that I reveal in the book is that shareholder value did not begin with the McDonnell-Douglas merger. That actually began before the McDonnell-Douglas merger, when the CEO at that time, Phil Condon, had a conversation with Jack Welch, and Jack says, "You want to be a hero? Beat the street," meaning Wall Street, by 5 cents a share, and so that started in 1996 before the merger.
And then, of course, we come with that. If you're going to put some stuff on Phil Condon, then comes the moving of the headquarters. I think a lot of people point to that and going, well, that's when we kind of lost that institutional kind of Northwest control of what was this great, prideful company that we all love so much.
Well, and obviously, when you have that distance between Seattle and Chicago, and it was distance between St. Louis, where the McDonnell-Douglas had been headquartered, and Chicago, the top executives of the company absolutely become disassociated and disconnected with what's going on locally.
So where do we go from here? How do we turn this around? Is Ortberg, is Kelly the right guy for this? Are we moving in the right direction? How do we recapture, I guess, not only the pride, but really the public confidence?
Yeah, Kelly, who's joined the company as CEO in August of 24, came in at a really difficult time. The IAM strike, or the IAM contract, expired in 34 days after he got here. The negotiations were already underway. It started under Dave Calhoun, who lost his job because of the Alaska Airlines 1282 door plug emergency. And as we know, the IAM went out on strike for 57 days, and Boeing was headed for bankruptcy. That's not well understood, but they were out of cash until they raised this $24 billion capital raise in October, while the strike was still going on. Strike's over. The production is now coming back up. They hit their production target of 38 737s a month in May. They hope to get to 42. They're working with the FAA to get their approval to go to 42 by the year end. And then, they want to get it back up to the 2018 level of 52 a month, and they're bringing the 787 back up. That's going to bring your cash flow. That's going to bring your profits. That's going to enable them to start paying down this $52 billion in debt that they built up over the groundings and the pandemic. And then they have the money to do a new airplane.
Which they probably should have done with the MAX. We'll get to that. Well, we probably don't have time to get to that. But then the public confidence issue. That's the biggie. I used to tap that emblem every time and check. It's like, oh, that was built in Renton. I'm cool. Now so many people are like, I check to see if it's a Boeing plane because they're nervous about that. How do you get that back? That's the biggie.
Well, with the strict oversight by the Federal Aviation Administration, the FAA really learned some lessons out of this whole MAX crisis as well, because they had gone too far in delegating authority to Boeing. As the FAA continues its oversight, they will, in steps, and there's no timeline, but they will in steps allow Boeing to ramp up production. The Alaska 1282 was an example that there's still cracks in the system. But as long as you have airplanes that don't crash because of something Boeing did, you're going to have airplane crashes. The Air India 787 is the perfect example. But it came out reasonably quickly that it was not the airplane. And so people, okay, fine, it's not the airplane.
Well, Scott Hamilton, I could talk to you all day about this stuff. There's so much history. I'm looking forward to reading your book, The Rise and Fall of Boeing, and more importantly, And the Way Back. It's available on Amazon. Thank you so much. You're just a great wealth of knowledge, and it's wonderful to have you.
Thanks for having me.
For your KIRO News Radio forecast, some clouds this morning. It will be mostly sunny this afternoon with highs in the low 70s. Right now, it's about 52 in downtown Seattle. Coming up, more of the day's top stories on Seattle's Morning News. I'm Katrina Gashard. You're listening to KIRO News Radio.
You never know what's in store each morning once you hit the road.
We've got a major traffic alert in effect right now.
While you're getting ready every morning, make us part of your routine.
What a morning, huh?
Yeah.
I
got up to an early start.
Just tell your smart speaker to play KIRO News Radio or stream us on the app.
Both directions of I-5 are closed.
We'll help you get where you're going faster.
Maybe bail at 512.
KIRO News Radio. We're on your smart speaker, the app, and 97.3 FM.
Did you know in Washington State, you can see a physical therapist without a referral from your doctor? That's right. Thanks to Direct Access, you can skip the wait and get the care you need right away. Shannon O'Kelly, how has Direct Access changed the game?
Direct Access for us, Brock, is a game changer. Why? Is because there is so much research and data out there that says if you get in early when you have a musculoskeletal problem or an injury, the earlier you get in and we can start care, the better outcomes and the decreased downstream cost, okay? So it's so important. Our providers are all doctors of physical therapy. They're all trained to identify situations and problems. They've got the skill, they've got the talent, they've got the knowledge. If you get in and start therapy early, we're going to get you back to activity, pain-free, and moving and having fun.
Fast, easy, effective. Direct Access is your path to better movement, starting with a single step. Visit irgpt.com to schedule your appointment today. irgpt.com.
Hey, it's Lori from Guardian Roofing, Gutters, and Insulation. Think insulation is only for the winter? Think again. Upgrading attic insulation is a popular and cost-effective way to make your home more energy efficient. It's your secret weapon for staying cool in the summer, slashing utility bills, and boosting your home's air quality while keeping mold at bay. Need an attic overhaul or thinking about new insulation? Look no further. Guardian has your back. Call now and save $299 off attic ceiling and insulation, or visit us at guardianroofing.com.
Not completing high school is more of a social thing than it was an academic thing. I came out in the 11th grade. Nobody was embracing you. The kids were cruel. It was very difficult to be gay. Even though all these years have passed, I still had that longing to have my diploma. The hard part was determining that I was going to do it. But I definitely didn't do it alone.
At age 30, with the help of her mentor, Carissa finished her high school diploma.
I have a mentor, Maria. She convinced me to continue my education and to finish what I started to get my diploma. Just never judges. She's a true role model. If you're even considering getting your high school diploma, go get it. You can do it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
G and Ursula, weekdays from 9 to noon on KIRO News Radio.
From whiplash to herniated discs, there are a few car accident injuries we've all heard of. J.P. Pendergast with Pendergast Law explains that even the most common injuries differ from one another.
Pre-existing conditions, health history, beginning of treatment. There are hundreds of factors that make every person and every injury unique. While these variables aid medical treatment, the strongest case recoveries must also take them into account.
Can you explain a little bit more?
Our team at Pendergast Law is obsessed with turning over every stone to differentiate each case. This requires thorough investigation, diligent listening, and relentless research. We never pursue cases with a one-size-fits-all approach. We built our success by treating every injury and every case with the individualized attention our clients need and deserve.
Pendergast Law's individualized approach to even the most common injuries makes the difference in case outcomes. It's another reason why I can't recommend them enough.
If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident, call Pendergast Law. We can help.
Have you tried the dining district at the Bellevue Collection? Grab lunch with friends, meet up for happy hour, and stay for dinner and beyond. You can sample international flavors and local favorites from talented chefs. Try a new cocktail on a rooftop bar or watch the game with friends and explore the lively nightlife scene. The Dining District at the Bellevue Collection, where your taste adventure begins. Learn more at BellevueCollection.com/dining district.
KIRO News Radio has your chance to win 4 tickets to the Seahawks game on Sunday, September 21st. Head to the KIRO Newsradio app, click the Win tab in the bottom right corner, and enter to win. You can enter once per day, so the more times you enter through the KIRO Newsradio app, the better your odds will be. So do it every day, September 9th through September 15th. Details and rules at mynorthwest.com/win. From the station where the 12s hear the Hawks, KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM.
Bathfitter just hit a big milestone, 42,000 installations in Western Washington. Celebrate with payments as low as $125 a month. A beautiful bath installed in one day, no mess, and a lifetime warranty. Call Bathfitter or visit bathfitternw.com today.
Your best source for local news, KIRO News Radio, KIRO FM, and HD1, Tacoma, Seattle, Northwest News.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Progressive Insurance.
I'm Deborah Rodriguez. President Trump has just delivered the news social media fans have been hoping for. Correspondent Vicki Barker has details from the Foreign Desk.
One day after suggesting he might let TikTok die, 2 days before a deadline for TikTok to find a U.S. owner or be banned in the U.S., President Trump is hinting that a deal has been done with China that will allow the wildly popular social media platform to continue in the U.S. No confirmation yet from Beijing.
Secretary of State Rubio has met with Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu in Jerusalem almost a week after Israel's airstrike targeting Hamas negotiators in Qatar.
It was a decision taken by me and our top security chiefs. It was conducted by us, and we assumed full responsibility for it.
Rubio promised unwavering support for Israel. Netanyahu called President Trump the greatest friend Israel has ever had in the White House. Rubio is scheduled to visit Qatar tomorrow. Utah's governor says the 22-year-old suspect in conservative activist Charlie Kirk's assassination is not cooperating with investigators. But he says Tyler Robinson's roommate and romantic partner is. Former West Virginia Senator Joe Manchin spent 15 years as a Democrat, then changed his affiliation to independent last year. He tells CBS Mornings.
Our democracy is a representative form of democracy. We represent the people that send us there. And we are the face of the people. We are basically the voice of the people. And if we're speaking all this hatred and diversity and basically just attacking each other, it starts at the top.
If you're still shelling out money for meat, you're probably gasping at the cash register. CBS's Michael George.
The price of beef has shot through the roof, up 13.9% annually in August. Americans were paying around $5.58 a pound a year ago. Now it's up to $6.32 a pound.
Lots of firsts at last night's Emmy Awards. CBS News Los Angeles, Dina Demetrius.
The show ended with the big winner, The Pit, for Best Drama Series, which is a huge surprise and a great win for them, given that this is their very first season. The other big winner was Adolescence, another first-time winner in its first season for limited anthology. The Studio won for Best Comedy Series, again, first-time winner, first season.
A first for Stephen Colbert. Now canceled Late Show, it took Best Talk Series. Tesla shares jump after Elon Musk reveals a $1 billion stock buy. Dow futures up 111. This is CBS News.
Sponsored by Progressive Insurance. We offer auto, home, and commercial auto insurance, plus a variety of business insurance options. Visit progressive.com today.
Well, good morning. It's Monday. It's 6:03, Seattle's Morning News. Let's get you started with a check on traffic. We do that every 10 minutes. Good morning, Mr. Sullivan.
Good morning, man. We're off to a really good start on this Monday morning. Just a little bit of hesitation here and there. Brake lights, not too severe, coming up the 167 corridor as you make your way out of the Auburn area. About 20 minutes to get you up to Renton, and 40 all the way from the Puyallup area. And then Renton to Bellevue's under 20 to start today. So that's pretty good. Looking at Olympia to Tacoma, starting to see some merging slowing there right at the bottom of the hill coming out of Lacey before the Nisqually River Bridge, but you got 35 minutes to Tacoma. That's pretty good. And then about 40 from Federal Way to Seattle. Coming down from the north end, still quiet in Snohomish County, which is great. 35 minutes from Everett to Seattle or Everett to Bellevue. This report brought to you by AAA. AAA of Washington membership unlocks epic roadside rescues, hundreds of local perks and discounts, travel and insurance expertise, and somehow even more. Join AAA today.
Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Live from East Lake Avenue,
Seattle's Morning News.
Good morning. It's 6:04 now. A 3-alarm brush fire on the shoulder of I-5 in South Beacon Hill created heavy smoke and flames yesterday, and KIRO 7 TV's Jake Chapman reports it spread to nearby homes.
Fire reached 4 homes, which then forced people to evacuate.
2 of the homes sustained significant damage where the fire went inside the home, into the attic space, into the living areas.
We were in there and quick knock on the door, and I looked out, everybody ran away, and then she looked out the window and said, "Fire!"
David Wyndham's home was one of the 4 impacted.
Our shed is destroyed, but that happens. And part of my car melted.
And as neighbors look at the damage left behind, they are happy to know no lives were lost.
The man accused in a string of high-profile crimes, including breaking into Macklemore's house, is expected in court this morning. We get the update from KIRO 7 TV's Dee Dee Sun.
King County prosecutors have charged 29-year-old Patrick Masonette with 10 felonies for robberies and burglaries targeting the homes of Seattle Mariners pitcher Luis Castillo, former Seahawks star Richard Sherman, and Macklemore. They say the musician's nanny was attacked with bear spray during the robbery. Police arrested Masonette in August. His arraignment is set to start at 9 a.m. this morning.
Pierce County Sheriff's detectives say a man was defending himself and his home when he shot and killed an intruder early yesterday morning. It was about 1:45. A man called 911 and said he shot someone at his home near 13th Avenue Court East and a block south of Military Road. Deputies arrived and found a 36-year-old man on the back porch who had been shot. Here's Deputy Carly Capetto in audio released by the Sheriff's Department.
The deputies attempted life-saving measures, but the 36-year-old male was pronounced deceased.
Investigators say before the suspect died, surveillance cameras recorded him walking around several other houses. Deputies say the homeowner cooperated and was not arrested. A man died after being hit by a semi in Seattle's Chinatown International District. This happened late yesterday morning near 12th Avenue South and South King Street. Seattle police say the man had life-threatening injuries when they got there. Seattle Fire took him to Harborview, but he didn't survive. His name has not been released. Police say the truck driver was not impaired and they did not make an arrest. A motorcyclist died in a hit-and-run crash late Saturday in Seattle's South Park neighborhood. State Patrol says it happened about 11:40 at night on Highway 509. Troopers say a car was being driven erratically and hit the motorcycle near Myers Way. That crash pushed the bike into another lane where it was hit again by a white Toyota Camry. The motorcyclist was 50-year-old from Seattle. He died at the scene. The Camry driver wasn't hurt, but his car was totaled. The first car hit the barrier and took off. According to the Seattle Times, troopers are still looking for that driver. And here we go, a new week, higher gas prices. Washington now has the highest gas price in the country. AAA says the average cost for regular is now $4.66 a gallon, even higher than California, where prices are usually the worst. Seattle drivers are paying the most in the state. Gas averages $4.81 a gallon in Seattle now. Experts say it's not just the usual gas taxes, climate policies, and new local fees are pushing those prices even higher.
Keeping you informed since 1974.
This is the city's longest-running radio news show.
Seattle's Morning News on KIRO Newsradio.
Well, good morning. It is 6:07, Seattle's Morning News for your Monday. It's September 15th. Charlie Harger has the day off. I'm Manda Factor, and I just came in from the newsroom saying, I think I have a sports hangover. Yesterday was so exciting, Sully.
Perfect.
Oh,
wasn't
my
it?
gosh.
Watch
Breakfast
the Hawks,
football.
and then go right into Cal and the Mariners.
David,
It's like, it's amazing.
It might have been the best weekend of Seattle sports that I've experienced in a long time.
Yeah, it's
They
unreal.
were dominant, both teams. We're going to talk more about that coming up. So David Burbank is here. Katrina Gashard is back at the news desk. Nick Krasia's in the control room running the board. Again, what a great weekend for Seattle sports. We'll talk more about that in a moment. This hour of Seattle's Morning News is sponsored by American Crawl Space and Pest Control. Crime and Punishment on the way. Our weekly check-in with Casey McNerthney at the King County Prosecutor's Office. And CBS business analyst Jill Schlesinger on the Federal Reserve meeting this week, what to expect as far as interest rates are concerned. It's 6:08. Students at some Seattle high schools plan to walk out today. KIRO News Radio's Frank Lindsay reports they are upset about lunch.
The problem isn't what's on the menu. It's the fact that instead of one lunch period for the whole school, there will be 2, meaning some students might not be able to eat with their friends. As of today, Ballard, Garfield, Ingram, Lincoln, Nathan Hale, Roosevelt, and West Seattle high schools will have 2 30-minute lunch periods.
Talk to students who say going to clubs and hanging out with their friends during lunch is the reason they go to school.
Leo Fallet-Bayamonte is a junior at Nathan Hale.
If you go to any students in Seattle Public Schools Instagram right now, you will see them posting about this one lunch program because students are angry and ready to get organized about this.
According to the Seattle Times, the district says some schools don't have the staff to handle the entire student body in one 30-minute lunch period, and one 1-hour block could cut into the instructional time that's required by law, and it could also break teacher contract rules. Frank Lenzi, KIRO News Radio.
Well, finding parking at the Linwood Transit Center is about to get trickier. Here's KIRO 7 TV's Brandon Thomas with the update.
50 spots in one of the parking lots here at the station will be blocked off. They're fixing the area around a dumpster and have to move that dumpster into the lot. Nearly every weekday it is full at the Linwood parking garage. There are some plans to address it, but they are far from being nailed down right now. It includes reservations for people who carpool or paying for parking to affect demand.
If they were to make changes, I guess I would pay for parking if that's what it required.
In the meantime, Sound Transit is encouraging people to get dropped off or take other transit options to the Linwood parking garage.
Pierce County is putting more than $12 million into affordable housing. The county council approved the funding earlier this month. It'll help build and maintain nearly 650 homes in Buckley, DuPont, Fife, and South Hill. Most of the money, $7 million, is going to Cedar Flats near Puyallup. According to the News Tribune, that project will create 276 units, all with at least 2 bedrooms. County leaders say it's part of a push to make housing more accessible for families. A tragic loss for a southern resident orca. J36, a member of the endangered J-pod, was seen pushing her dead calf near Orcas Island Friday. Dr. Michael Weiss, the research director at the Center for Whale Research, talked with KIRO 7 TV.
We don't know if it was a stillbirth or if it died shortly after birth. Based on its size, we think it was a full-term or very nearly full-term calf.
Experts stress the urgent need to restore Chinook salmon and reduce water pollution to ensure their survival. Okay, let's talk about the weekend in sports. The Seahawks pulled off a huge win over the weekend in Pittsburgh against the Aaron Rodgers-led Steelers. Seattle's defense showed up in a big way, intercepting Rodgers twice, including this clutch pick in the end zone from corner Darian Kendrick.
Takes the snap, looks to the end zone, scrambles left, still looking, fires a shot. Ball is intercepted in the end zone. A little tit for tat by the Seahawks defense. They pick off Aaron Rodgers in the end zone. That's a long way from where we're sitting, folks, and it took me a while to see it. But on the interception was Darian Kendrick, the former Ram, and Seattle gets out of a jam there. They're going to take over. The ball will come out to the 20.
How awesome was that? Seahawks went on to win 31-17. The Hawks will return home next Sunday to take on the Saints at Lumen Field. The game, 1:05. You can listen to all the coverage right here on KIRO News Radio. And as if a football victory in the morning weren't enough, we got fun in the afternoon. Your Seattle Mariners are now the hottest team in baseball. The Mariners have won 9 in a row, completing a 4-game sweep of the LA Angels over the weekend at T-Mobile Park. The offense did their job yesterday in the series finale, racking up 11 runs on 16 hits. Meanwhile, Mariners pitcher George Kirby had a career day. He threw 14 strikeouts yesterday, tying his career high, and he had a perfect game going into the 5th inning.
Nods his head into the motion. Here comes the 2-2. Strike 3 called. There it is, career high. Strikeout number 14, burns in a fastball right past Adele. George Kirby dealing all day long. Punching tickets number 14, and that's going to be the day for George Kirby. A sensational afternoon against the Angels.
11-2 the final. Seattle now sits alone atop the American League West. They'll get the day off before leaving town for their final road trip of the year, starting in Kansas City tomorrow for a 3-game set against the Royals. It is 6:12. Let's talk about the forecast. It's going to be decent, mostly sunny for today and only 70. Very pleasant. Sunshine tomorrow. It looks like we're going to warm up for one day. 83 in the sunshine tomorrow, but then we'll be back down to the mid-70s for Wednesday. No rain in the forecast through at least Friday. Right now in Seattle, it's cloudy and 54. And it's 6:13. That's time for traffic. We do that every 10 minutes. Sully, take it away.
Yeah, we have our first crash of the morning, and this one is in Lakewood. For those of you on westbound 512 trying to make that drive over to I-5, we have a crash in the right-hand lane right there, right around Steele Street. And so we are looking at a little bit of a backup, nothing too significant, but just something to keep an eye on. The rest of Pierce County is in pretty quiet shape. I mean, we're looking really good. Olympia to Tacoma only has a 35-minute trip, and Tacoma itself is fine. Then you look look at an I-5 drive of about 40 minutes from Federal Way to Seattle. That's great. 40 minutes as well from Puyallup up into Renton, as we are nice and easy, working our way up all the way into Renton. And then Renton to Bellevue is under 20 minutes, but not by much. Starting to see that fill in a little bit. The lake bridges are quiet. Coming down from Snohomish County, nice and easy as well. We've got about a 35-minute trip from Everett to Seattle or Everett to Bellevue. KIRO News Radio real-time traffic. I'm Chris Sullivan.
It's now 6:14. There is some new catnip for trailer fans. KIRO News Radio's Katrina Gishard is here. I didn't know we were calling them trailer now.
I learned this too online this morning. Well, Kansas City Titans chief Travis Kelce talked about his emotional proposal to pop icon Taylor Swift in a new interview on NFL on Fox. Kelce said this.
The palms were definitely sweating.
Really?
I'm an emotional guy, so there were a few tears here and there, but it's been an exciting ride up to this day, and I can't wait to spend the rest of my life with her.
The Chiefs star got down on one knee last month. As the world knows, Kelce says Swift has brought excitement and a joy for life, made him a better man, person, and much more comfortable with who he is.
That is very sweet.
You know,
Very.
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, I just I'm not one of those guys who's going to make his whole personality hating on Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift.
However,
I will say, if this season the trade-off is we hear all about their proposal and their engagement and their love, and the Chiefs keep losing, I am very much okay with that.
And Sully?
Yeah, I'm down with them being 0-2. And him dropping a ball into the end zone that turned into an interception.
There you
Certainly.
go.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, Katrina. It's 6:15.
Seattle's tradition for news and conversation. This is Seattle's Morning News with Charlie Harger and Manda Factor.
Well, every Monday, it is Crime and Punishment with Casey McNerthney from the King County Prosecutor's Office. Casey, good morning. Thanks for being here.
It's good to see you, man.
So in court this morning, there's an arraignment for a defendant accused of selling fentanyl and meth at 12th Avenue South and South Jackson Street. Tell us more.
Yeah, there's two different defendants. 12th and Jackson is the fentanyl case, and that area needs some help. And so it's been a focus for Seattle police. And when those cases come to King County prosecutors, we charge those consistently. The hard part is there's so much activity over there that those cases don't stand out a lot, but the work is still happening. And there was another case in Belltown that was recently referred to us. He's also in court this morning, that second defendant. First and Blanchard was the area where this person was picked up. And there's a detail in the court documents for the case that he's charged in this morning. He was accused of selling cocaine near First and Blanchard. The detail in the court document explains how prosecutors are just one part of the picture. Here's that detail.
I have the document in front of me. The defendant does not follow the orders of this court, and this is not new information. February 7th, the defendant picked up a drug charge for conspiracy to sell fentanyl. Prosecutors requested $10,000 in bail at that time, to which the court disagreed and released the defendant on his personal recognizance. Then, March 18th, the defendant picked up another drug charge involving the intent to sell fentanyl. The state again requested bail be set at $10,000, to which the court again disagreed but set it at $5,000. And we go on. Less than 3 months later, while he was on warrant status for failing to appear to his court appearance for these drug dealing matters, the defendant was booked into custody again for a third drug charge, this time for delivering cocaine. Based on the defendant's deliberate disregard for court orders, the state requested bail set at $75,000. The court set bail at $30,000, and the defendant remained in custody.
That's a lot, but that shows how prosecutors are just one part of the legal system. And, you know, what prosecutors can promise from King County is that if you have somebody who's accused of fentanyl or another serious drug like that, that prosecutors will bring that case to court when there's evidence to do so, and at least ask for people to be held when, you know, they're moving really deadly substances like that.
It's just so frustrating. Why do they keep getting out and keep doing it again?
That's a great question. It really is up to, well, there's two things. It's really up to how the case resolves and also what the court decides, what a judge decides. You know, when you have a case like that, this person with his first conviction here had no conviction history, and so the range was 0 to 12 months, even for a felony crime for moving fentanyl. So he got time served, which was just under 3 months. That's not a lot of time, and it's such a juxtaposition when you see how deadly fentanyl is, you know, and you get what's in some cases equivalent to a misdemeanor sentence, even with a felony.
On another topic this morning, it was Friday night. A 46-year-old man was arrested in a child molestation investigation in Tent City 3. What can you tell us about this?
Yeah, this was a case near the Lowe's on Rainier Avenue. That's where Tent City 3 is. There was a mother who contacted police and said, hey, my 9-year-old, I'm not sure where she went to. They responded right away. They found her by that point, and she described to police a sexual assault.
Did you say 9?
Yeah, 9 years old, yeah.
Ugh. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, it's a really concerning case. And so he was in court on Saturday. What King County prosecutors asked for was for him to be held on $750,000 bail. We anticipate getting the case from Seattle Police by Wednesday for a charging decision.
Are there a lot of cases like this that come out of tent cities or encampments that are actually charged?
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. And I think a lot of people wonder, do you actually charge those cases? And King County prosecutors do. The key is getting those cases referred to us. But, wherever a case happens, whether it's, from Medina or from a encampment or a tent city or anywhere in between, prosecutors handle the case the same way.
Before we let you go, tell me about your interesting experience trying to hail a ride.
Oh, so this is embarrassing to admit. So I was outside T-Mobile Park.
And yet you do, because it's a teachable moment,
It
right?
is. It sure is. Yeah, it's one of those things that they tell you not to do, was with some friends last week at the third of the ninth of the Mariners wins. We're outside T-Mobile Park at Hatback Bar and Grill. We all leave at the same time, and I call a Lyft, and they say it's a black Tesla, right? So it's pretty common for a rideshare vehicle. I don't check the license plate.
Come on, Casey.
The one time I don't do it, right?
You must.
You must. You really must. I get in, and when you have that creepy feeling where you're like, I got to get out of here right now.
Yeah.
So I had that feeling. I thought, I got to get out of here. Luckily, I was able to get out, but I looked. The guy didn't have license plates.
Oh, goodness. You're kidding.
On his vehicle, and it just a really creepy vibe, and was trying to get me down the road. And the problem is, once you get down the road like that, you don't know how that ends.
Right.
At best, it ends as a guy's trying to get you for a rideshare without the fees for Uber. Depending on what happens, that could be an armed robbery. That could be a sexual assault. And I thought I should share this, with you this morning because, if somebody who's sober, who knows better, who works for the prosecutor's office, gets caught like that.
Yeah.
It's just a reminder. Always check the license plate. Always confirm with the driver before you get in, because if that can happen to anybody, and it happened so quickly.
Yep.
And I thought, man, if I had gotten down the road, that ends really poorly.
I'm glad it didn't, and I'm glad you're here with us this morning.
Yeah, good to see
All
you.
right, thanks for the reminder. Casey McNerthney with the King County Prosecutor's Office. Thanks. Always check the license plate. Here's the story of a piece of mail that took more than 7 decades to reach its intended destination.
A postcard Alan Ball sent to his family from a vacation stop in New York 72 years ago has finally arrived in Ottawa, Illinois. Ball, who's 88 now, had taken a train to Manhattan to check out the United Nations before heading to the airport. While he was there, he picked up the postcard, explaining in neat cursive handwriting that the building was extremely modern and promised to write next from Puerto Rico. He sealed it with a UN-branded 2-cent stamp. Ball, a retired ER doctor, was there to receive it when it arrived a few days ago. No word on what happened to the postcard in the interim. Deborah Rodriguez, CBS News.
We're coming up on 6:23 right now, and that's time to check traffic. We do that every 10 minutes for you. Here's Chris Sullivan.
And we have cleared the one crash on the board. It was on westbound 512 as you approach Steel Street and I-5. There in the Lakewood area, it's still over on the right-hand shoulder, and we have a little bit of braking around it, but that's about it. And most of Pierce County is all green on the map so far this morning, so that's really good. I-5 isn't bad. Eastbound 512 isn't too bad down the South Hill, and 167 coming up out of Puyallup's pretty decent. So we're looking at Puyallup to Renton of about 42 minutes now. It's starting to see a little bit more emerging slowing there at Highway 18. And then Renton to Bellevue is not bad at all, 20 minutes on the drive. Olympia to Tacoma is only 35 minutes. 16 and 18 are also off to a pretty quiet start too, so that's really good. Lake Bridges, no problems there. Coming down from the north end, definitely starting to see just a little bit of slowing on southbound 5 and 405 as you pull away from the Linwood split. But overall, 40 minutes from Everett to Seattle or Everett to Bellevue is a pretty good number to start the day. KIRO Newsradio real-time traffic. I'm Chris Sullivan.
And our forecast for your Monday, it's going to be really nice. A few clouds here and there, but otherwise mostly sunny and 70 for today. One day we're going to heat up, and that's tomorrow. 83 tomorrow in the sunshine, and then mostly sunny and 74. Back to around 70 on Thursday. But looks like we're going to see lots of sunshine this week. No rain in the forecast. Right now in Seattle, we have mostly cloudy skies. It's 54. Big brush fire on I-5. We'll have details coming up. And also your opening bell report here on Seattle's Morning News.
Your favorite Seahawks gear? Check. Face paint? Check. The Mike McDonald preview on KIRO Newsradio? Check.
We want to win the game.
Seahawks head coach Mike McDonald joins the voice of the Seahawks, Steve Rabel, in the final interview before every Seahawks game. Friday mornings, the Mike McDonald preview, only on Seattle's Morning News.
I'm really proud of the work that we've done. I'm proud of the guys' spirit.
This is where the 12s hear the Hawks. KIRO Newsradio, 97.3 FM.
When I needed some work done on my roof, there was only one company to call, Valentine Roofing. Hey, it's Jake Skorheim, and when I needed my roof fixed, Valentine Roofing went the extra mile to get there fast. They got my roof looking like new again. The scheduling was seamless and easy. Even though I couldn't be there, they still got the job done and sent me all the details with a link to pictures and video from the service. And let me tell you, if your roof or gutters are not fall ready, if those asphalt shingles are cracking and breaking down from years of moss, which is what happened on my roof, if your gutters are sagging, clogged, or pulling away, you should do what I did and call Valentine Roofing. Don't trust your home to anyone else. Those leaves, needles, and branches will fall, and the rain will come. But fortunately, Valentine makes knocking out that fall checklist stress-free. They'll even insulate your attic and clean the exterior of your home. And with zero-down financing for most projects, you can get the work done now and pay over time. This fall, give your home the Valentine it deserves. Check them out online at valentineroof.com or call 206-ROOFING and get your free estimate today. That's 206-ROOFING.
When the heat's an 11,
cool AC would be heaven.
Dayandnight.net. Get end-of-season savings of 30% off an air conditioner or heat pump while supplies last at Day and Night.
Hi, I'm Bruce with Day and Night Plumbing and Heating. Call us about installing a high-efficiency cooling system or servicing your existing one so you're cool when you need it.
Save 30% off an air conditioner or heat pump, plus no payments or interest for a year OAC. Call for details.
Dayandnight.net.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Coonahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
That's leaffilter.com/deal for your free gutter inspection today. See representative for warranty details. Promotion is 20% off plus a 10% senior or military discount. One discount per household.
Has it been hot in your house this summer? Maybe worried about the cold coming in this fall and into the winter? Might be because your insulation's just not up to snuff. That was my problem, Mike Salk here, and that's why I called Crawl Pros. They came out, they did a corner-to-corner inspection of my crawl space and attic, and they fixed that problem once and for all. If your home has any damaged insulation or no insulation in the attic or crawl space, you're bleeding money every month to heat and cool your home, but you don't have to. And even better, if you're a PSE customer and your home was built before 1990, you could qualify to receive a rebate on up to 95% of the cost to properly insulate your crawl space and attic. Yeah, 95%, but you gotta act now. Many of these rebates are ending at the end of this year, including the federal incentives. Let Crawl Pros come out and properly insulate your home before the cooler fall weather comes in. If you're worried about critters, mold, water damage, insulation, or anything else related to your crawl space or attic, call Crawl Pros or visit crawlpros.com.
Comcast Business High Five Hotline. What's the state of your excitement?
I signed my business up for the 5-year price lock guarantee, and I can't stop high-fiving people. High five!
Okay, deep breath.
High five.
You're in a good place. You signed your business up for 5 years of gig speed internet and advanced security, all on our ultra-reliable network.
Gig speeds and advanced security? I'm so stoked.
Yep, and you get it at a great rate that's locked in for 5 years.
Woo!
The high five is just your body's way of saying, I'm winning.
So this is natural.
High-fiving everyone you see in a state of business savings enthusiasm? totally natural.
Sweet! Thank you! High five, everybody! High five!
The Comcast Business 5-year price lock guarantee is back, but only for a limited time, so sign your business up today.
High five!
Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Ends 9/21/25 for new customers with qualifying bundle. Current customers may be eligible depending on services and area. Guaranteed rate applies to monthly service charge, excluding taxes and fees. Other restrictions apply.
Switching bath soap from sandalwood to tropical essence? That's glamping in the rainforest. Sometimes a different way is the better way. Like the SR 509 Expressway near SeaTac. Tolling soon. Free Good2Go sticker pass at goodtogo509.com.
Hi, Seahawks fans. Steve Rabel here for Virginia Mason Franciscan Health. Lung cancer is one of the deadliest cancers in the U.S., but early detection can make all the difference. If you're over 55 and have a history of smoking or a family history of lung cancer, you may qualify for a life-saving screening. So join us at Seahawks Crucial Catch Game on October 20th. Virginia Mason Franciscan Health will be offering lung cancer screenings before the game. Spots are limited, so check out vmfh.org/Seahawks to see if you qualify today.
1-877 Cards for Kids. KARS Cards for Kids.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now, 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS.
1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
Now, the latest from KIRO Newsradio and MyNorthwest.com.
Live from East Lake Avenue,
Seattle's morning news.
Good morning. It is 6:30 on your Monday. Sunday's brush fire along I-5 and South Beacon Hill created heavy smoke and flames. KIRO 7 TV's Jake Chapman reports it spread to 4 nearby homes.
First responders weren't the only ones quick to the scene.
So then I kind of rushed here and left to work out of nowhere. And yeah, when I got here, it was like 10 fire trucks.
Ken says his parents called him and said the brush fire was just feet from their home. He says the good news, their home is fine. But his grandparents were the 2 people rushed to the hospital.
Apparently my grandparents went to the harbor view because they couldn't breathe and they couldn't walk either.
With that said, he says his grandparents are going to be okay.
A shooting outside a popular Tacoma waterfront restaurant ended with a crash involving 3 cars. This happened Friday night about 10 o'clock at the Lobster Shop on Ruston Way. Tacoma police say someone fired several rounds in the parking lot. According to the News Tribune, a group of people ran to their cars and 3 vehicles ended up crashing. No word yet on injuries or arrests. Police are still investigating what led to the gunfire there. Seattle police are investigating a crash where a truck ran into a person in the Chinatown International District. KIRO 7 TV's Eric Thomas has details on yesterday morning's crash.
Police telling us a man was in critical condition when they arrived and sadly died at the hospital. Officers evaluating the driver, saying they were not impaired and have not been arrested, but now investigators are using footage from real-time crime center cameras to figure out what may have happened.
Drivers in East King County have been dealt another blow, this time on Highway 169. The Dan Evans Bridge over the Green River shuts down tonight at 8 for 1 month. In August, the Department of Transportation determined the bridge was in poor condition following an inspection. Since then, traffic's been alternating in a single lane. Closing this lane gives crews full run of the bridge to make repairs faster. This is the second bridge closure between Black Diamond and Buckley. Of course, the White River Bridge on Highway 410 has been closed since August 18th. Repairs to the bridge started this past weekend, expected to last 6 to 8 weeks. We'll talk more about traffic in just a moment, but first, is it bad that I just want to talk about sports all morning?
No, not at all. No, let's do it, please.
How about the Mariners breaking out the brooms in a big way yesterday, sweeping aside the Angels in 4 games? Absolute hit parade for the Mariners. They racked up 11 runs on 16 hits. The entire Mariners offense was clicking throughout the afternoon. But M's outfielder Dominic Canzone had an especially good day, bringing in 3 runs on 3 hits.
Here's the pitch. Swung on, line drive, center field, down, base hit. Naylor scores. Polanco around third base. He's being waved. He is going to score. 2 more on the board. It's double figures on the day. Dom Canzone drives in 2. 10-0 Mariners in the 4th.
Seattle is on their hottest streak of the season, winning the last 9 games in a row, taking sole possession of first place in the American League West. They're going to take a day off today before hitting the road A 3-game set in Kansas City, ending in Houston this weekend for the most important series of the season against the Astros. All right, let's talk traffic now. It's 6:33, and we do this every 10 minutes. Chris Sullivan.
Can't we just talk sports?
Yeah.
We don't want to talk traffic.
I think so,
Let's
and I mean the Hawks, too.
Yeah.
What an amazing win.
What a great day. But as somebody mentioned over on our text line, it wasn't such a great weekend for Wazoo.
No.
Of course, the Huskies were off, but it's like it wasn't exactly ideal for everybody, but still a darn good Sunday. Looking at the drive now, where you're seeing just, some braking here and there in the usual places. I mean, if you're on the Valley Freeway, it's going to be a little slow coming out of the Auburn interchange there. That's just weaving and merging. Got about a 42-minute trip from Puyallup to Renton, so a little faster than maybe you might expect. And then Renton to Bellevue, those S-curves have started to heat up a little bit. It's 20 minutes up to Renton, which at this time of day on a Monday isn't too bad. Federal Way to Seattle, also about 40 minutes, so pretty decent. Olympia to Tacoma is not bad at all at 35. Definitely started to see a little bit more action away from Linwood and on southbound 405 right there at the 4522 interchange. So give yourself about 40 minutes from Everett to Bellevue and about 38 from Everett to Seattle. This report brought to you by Closets by Design, custom storage solutions for closets, garages, home offices, and more. Go to closetsbydesign.com, see the current specials, or you can always call them 1-800-BY-DESIGN.
And our forecast, it's going to be a beautiful Monday, mostly sunny, warming up to about 70 today, 83 tomorrow, but it's just a one-day of heat thing. Will be mostly sunny and 74 on Wednesday, down to 70 on Thursday, but no rain in the forecast. Looks like lots of sunshine through the week. Right now it's cloudy and 54 in Seattle. And at 6:34, it's time for the opening bell report. Well, the country is going to look to Congress in the next couple of weeks to avert a government shutdown, also possibly to extend soon-to-expire Affordable Care Act subsidies that help people afford insurance. Senator James Lankford, a Republican from Kansas, was on CBS's Face the Nation.
I expect us to be able to solve the budget issues, which the American people expect to be able to do as well. These are hard issues. We're sent to be able to do hard things. We should do hard things on it. We should not, first and foremost, have a government shutdown.
President Trump says he expects the Federal Reserve to lower its key interest rate on Wednesday.
The Fed chairman's incompetent. Sure, I have 3 people that I like a lot. Any one of them would do a good job.
The president says he blames Fed Chair Jerome Powell for hurting the housing market. We're going to talk more about the Fed meeting coming up with CBS's business analyst Jill Schlesinger in just a couple of minutes. The 4th round of talks between the U.S. and China aimed at stopping tariffs from going into effect in November resumed today in Madrid. We get the update from CBS News reporter Christopher Cruz.
The Treasury Department says the talks are focusing on, quote, national security, economic and trade issues of mutual interest, including TikTok, and cooperating on money laundering networks. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent is leading the American delegation. The talks are expected to last until Wednesday. President Trump has repeatedly delayed a bipartisan federal law from going into effect that bans TikTok from the U.S. unless its Chinese owner sells it to a non-Chinese company. His third delay of the law's enforcement ends Wednesday. Christopher Cruz, CBS News.
Speaking of TikTok, just days ahead of the deadline for the U.S. to ban TikTok if its Chinese parent company doesn't sell the video sharing platform, President Trump says negotiations are underway.
We may let it die, or we may, I don't know, it depends, up to China. It doesn't matter too much. I'd like to do it for the kids. They like it. I mean, selfishly speaking, I did very well on TikTok, and I got the youth vote.
President Trump has so far extended the deadline 3 separate times for a total of 8 months of reprieve. It sounds like this morning they might have a deal. While the Trump administration's tariffs had initially defied forecasts that they'd drive up inflation, economists tell CBS News that this reprieve appears to be over, with economic data on consumer prices from last week suggesting tariffs are now pushing them higher. Companies like Home Depot and Macy's now say they're raising prices for some goods as the tariffs take effect. Jesse Antia Hughes is chair of the economics department at the University of San Francisco and says,
I would say most economists at this point think this is a long-haul problem, depending on how we respond. I mean, economists in general have been pretty unanimous in being against putting tariffs on normal trade. We occasionally will do it for various types of geopolitical reasons. We'll do it sometimes to protect an infant industry.
Grocery prices are on the rise. The CBS News correspondent Michael George takes a look at one item that's at the top of the list.
A mouth-watering cut of beef is costing you an arm and a leg.
Yeah, I'd say almost $5 a pound more expensive for your ground beef, hanger steak, stuff like that.
The price of beef has shot through the roof, up 13.9% annually in August. Americans were paying around $5.58 a pound a year ago. Now it's up to $6.32 a pound.
And Department of Agriculture projections suggest the price of beef could shoot even higher next year. Wall Street trading's underway for the day, and the Dow is up about 21 points at 45,855. S&P 500 up 23, and the Nasdaq is up about 128 points. A word for KIRO 7 TV. Back to school means 10,000 buses, more than 1 million students, and 60,000 teachers all hitting our roads. Even if you don't have kids, your morning routine just got a wake-up call. With KIRO 7, pinpoint weather and real-time traffic every 10 minutes, you'll be totally prepared and know what to expect before it hits. From breaking news to changing skies and slowdowns you wouldn't see coming. KIRO 7 News in the morning has your back to school. Watch weekdays 4:30 to 7, only on KIRO 7 TV.
This is the city's longest-running radio news show. Seattle's morning news on KIRO Newsradio.
It's now 6:39. Well, this year's Emmys had not one, but 3 big surprises.
At the 77th Emmy Awards on CBS, history was made 3 times. Severance star Tremel Tillman became the first black man to win supporting actor in a drama.
Mama, you were there for me when no one else was.
15-year-old Owen Cooper was the youngest male to win in an acting category.
I was nothing about 3 years ago.
And Seth Rogen's The Studio made history by winning 13, breaking the record for the most awarded first season.
I don't know what to say. This is so nice.
Cooper Lawrence, CBS News.
It's 6:39. Sully, what's coming up in traffic?
Well, we're going to take a look at some of the slowing that continues to plague us. A little bit of westbound on 512 in Lakewood. We'll break it down for you next.
The opening bell is brought to you by Legacy Group Capital Common Sense Lending.
The Northwest's trusted news source, KIRO News Radio.
Police in Federal Way are investigating what appears to be a car explosion.
KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey is live from the neighborhood.
I can't tell you enough how crazy this scene is here.
Coverage you depend on.
A massive police presence in Kent.
From voices you know and trust.
We have an active fire inside one of these buildings here.
KIRO News Radio on 97.3 FM, the app, YouTube, and your smart speaker.
Check engine or ABS light on? Take the guesswork out of your warning lights with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
How can you free your team from time-consuming office tasks? Amazon Business. Smart business buying tools enable buyers to find and purchase items fast so they can focus on strategy and growth. Free up your team and focus on your future. Learn more at AmazonBusiness.com.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues? Who are you? Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Lori here from Guardian Roofing. When it's time to get that roof replaced, choose Guardian with our expert insured team and our Guardian Guarantee. Call now and get 1 year of maintenance free with the installation of a new roof, or visit us at guardianroofing.com.
Take your business to the next level in 2025 with help from WaFd Bank. WaFd Bank's business accounts and cash flow tools get you paid in hours, not weeks, so you can grow your business and meet your goals. You need a best bank. Visit wafdbank.com to learn more. Member FDIC.
Health insurance is broken, but it doesn't have to be. That's why Scan Health Plan was founded as a nonprofit, so we can create Medicare Advantage plans that focus on the real needs of seniors. We've been people first since 1977. And we're here to make Medicare work hard for you, because you deserve more than a broken system. You deserve a plan that fights for you. Visit scandifference.org to learn more. Scan Health Plan is an HMO plan with a Medicare contract. Enrollment in Scan Health Plan depends on contract renewal.
Did you know that nearly half the homes in Western Washington are not properly insulated or not insulated at all? That may be the reason why your home is way too hot in the summer and way too cold in the winter. It may also be the reason that your energy bills are sky high. Right now, Insulation Northwest is offering a free inspection of your home's insulation. This is a $199 value, and it's absolutely free, no obligation. Just call today, and Insulation Northwest will arrange a time that works with your schedule. We'll perform a thorough exam of your home's insulation and give you the advice you need to start saving thousands. Everyone who calls today will also receive a free infrared screening of your home using the latest technology. This will help reveal any hidden flaws in your home's protective energy blanket. What do you have to lose? It only takes about an hour, and it's absolutely free. Call Insulation Northwest today, the real insulation company.
InsulationNorthwest.com.
It's now 6:43. That's time for traffic. We do that every 10 minutes on the threes. What's happening, Sully?
Well, I got my eyes down in the Parkland-Lakewood area on westbound 512. We've been working with a crash that's been over on the right-hand side, right around Steel Street, just before I-5. That's, there's a car kind of cattywampus there off of the ditch on the right-hand side. There's still a state trooper with its lights. It's not blocking, but there's enough of a backup there because, again, with all the on-ramps there within a half mile of I-5, you get a little something there, it just backs up. So plan on a few extra minutes there westbound. We're also seeing some eastbound 512 slowing down the South Hill into Puyallup, but nothing super significant. And then you've got about 42 to 45 minutes from Puyallup to Renton, depending on how you hit the volume at the far north end of that drive. Auburn's pretty static. It's the slowing there right at 18, but at the north end it's been a little yellow, red, so depending on how you hit it. And then Renton to Bellevue is about 25 minutes. Definitely some brake lights now past the West Seattle Bridge on northbound I-5. Give yourself about 42 to 45 minutes from Federal Way, which isn't too bad. Out of the north end, a little over 40 minutes from Everett to Seattle or Bellevue, more yellow than red on the map away from Linwood, which means you're up to speed, but not quite full freeway speed, so just kind of that annoying braking until you get down to about the county line, and then after that, you're going to be in fine shape. KIRO Newsradio Real-Time Traffic, I'm Chris Sullivan.
And our forecast, it's going to be a nice week. We have no rain in the forecast. Mostly sunny for today and 70. Tomorrow, one warm day, 83. And then Wednesday back down to the mid-70s. Some mid-70 on Thursday. Lots of sunshine through the week, 73 on Friday. Right now it's cloudy and 54 in Seattle. And at 6:45, well, Washington's Benson Boone teared up and hinted at his breakup on stage in Nashville. KIRO News Radio's Katrina Gishard is here with more.
The singer talked about the pain of watching people leave your life just as reports were beginning to surface he and influencer girlfriend Maggie Thurman have split after 3 years together.
Sometimes people leave your life and it is always hard, every single time, and it sucks. But it's okay, it's life, it happens. I hope you enjoy this song tonight. Because tonight, this song means something very special to me.
Oh, he's so emotional. He dedicated his song In the Stars as a moment of healing for himself and his fans.
I contend Benson Boone is one of the most talented people on the planet right now.
I concur.
I really love him. And last week, after he sold out Madison Square Garden, which was one of his goals 4 years ago, and he did it, I said to our segment producer, Paul, we need to get Benson Boone on the show.
Oh, that'd be
and
fantastic.
So he reached out, and Benson said no.
Oh.
But we tried.
We tried.
Thanks, Katrina. It's 6:46.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is for you too. Stubborn fat is really hard to get rid of, and then there's all those gimmicky lasers, fat freezing methods, and prescriptions. Imagine a simple solution that takes just 1 day and provides immediate noticeable results. Introducing ProSculpt. ProSculpt uses air-assisted technology that's safe and gentle yet powerful, delivering instant fat-reducing and skin-tightening results. Performed by board-certified plastic surgeons while fully awake, ProSculpt contours your body with minimal downtime. It's designed to target those problem areas: waistline, neck, face, arms, thighs. ProSculpt gently removes unwanted fat and tightens loose skin with FDA-cleared plasma technology, all in a simple, guaranteed 1-day procedure. ProSculpt is one and done. Schedule your free consultation at ProSculpt.com for $250 off. For powerful permanent fat removal and skin tightening that works for ladies and you men, it's ProSculpt.com.
Have you tried the dining district at the Bellevue Collection? Grab lunch with friends, meet up for happy hour, and stay for dinner and beyond. You can sample international flavors and local favorites from talented chefs. Try a new cocktail on a rooftop bar or watch the game with friends. And explore the lively nightlife scene. The Dining District at the Bellevue Collection, where your taste adventure begins. Learn more at BellevueCollection.com/dining district.
Corporate megastores are spending millions lobbying D.C. politicians on one-sided policies that send small businesses tumbling. They want to enact harmful credit card mandates that take resources away from your local credit union and community bank, leaving Main Street businesses with less access to credit, making it harder for your family to pay for everyday goods like gas and groceries. Tell Congress to guard your card and oppose the Durbin-Marshall credit card mandates.
Paid for by Electronic Payments Coalition.
Hi, Seahawks fans. Steve Rabel here for Virginia Mason Franciscan Health.
Lung cancer is one of the deadliest cancers in the U.S., but early detection can make all the difference. If you're over 55 and have a history of smoking or a family history of lung cancer, you may qualify for a life-saving screening. So join us at Seahawks Crucial Catch Game on October 20th. Virginia Mason Franciscan Health will be offering lung cancer screenings before the game. Spots are limited, so check out vmfh.org/Seahawks to see if you qualify today.
Reliable, refreshing, and ready every morning. Seattle's Morning News.
Big week for the Federal Reserve. Every Monday, we check in with CBS business analyst Jill Schlesinger. Jill, always great to have you on. Let's dive into what's shaping up to be a big week for the Fed.
Oh, yeah. Well, tomorrow they start their two-day meeting. It's widely expected they will cut interest rates by 0.25 percentage point. And, I think it's possible that we get 0.5 percentage point, but I think the more likely scenario is 0.25 percentage point. You probably don't even realize this because you're not geeks and I am. And a year ago was when the Fed first began cutting interest rates after they had raised them to fight inflation. So it was September of 2024. And they launched a rate cut campaign. It started with 0.5 point, then 2/4 points. So we had a full percentage point shaved off of the Fed funds rate between September and December of last year. But then the Fed went on pause. And the reason is they just didn't understand how the Trump administration's policies would filter through to the entire economy. So I think now what we know is the labor market is weakening. And while tariffs are causing inflation to rise, it doesn't seem, and I say this right now because these are sort of early days, it doesn't seem like we're going to get this massive spike in inflation. It looks more like we'll get this slow increase in the inflation rate, which will moderate and then start to come down again. So in that case, the Fed's going to be much more concerned with the fact that job growth is slackening. We're seeing the number of jobs created every month fall. We're not going off a cliff, gang. I don't want you to hear that. We're not in a recession right now, but it does look like job growth is kind of slowing down, and the Fed's going to pay attention to that, and that's why I think we get 0.25 percentage point.
This is quite a delicate thing to balance, isn't it?
I know. I feel bad for the Fed. It's not a great job right now. One economist said to me that this is the most uncertain and difficult to predict economy that she has seen in decades. 4 decades, essentially, because, we have never come off of this crazy period called the pandemic, where there was, so much loss of life, but also loss of jobs, resurgence of jobs, no inflation, then inflation. And that kind of feed through of the economy is really difficult to now suss out at this point and say, what's going to happen next? It is an uncertain time, but so far, the economy continues to grow. So far, the spending that's going on in, say, AI is just massive, and it's really pushing through the economy in a way that's helping stocks, but maybe not individuals yet. So I do think that we're going to be in a situation with the Fed, at least, where they're going to tell us we're cutting. We're not so sure about the future. We're going to keep monitoring the data. But of course, all this is to say that if things change quickly, so will the Fed.
Jill, the Fed's also going to release new economic projections this week. What are we watching for?
I don't know why we watch this. I got to be honest with you. I'm not an economist, so far be it for me to judge them, but they kind of stink at making short-term projections, just like most people do. It really is hard. These are projections. They're not certainties. And so when we look at the Fed's projections, the reason why markets and investors pay attention to it is that they think they're getting a jump on what the Fed might do. But the Fed's been wrong many times in terms of their short-term projections, and they shift policy accordingly. So I'll give you an example. Let's say the projections come out and they say, hey, we think the economy